So speaking of the budget, so what's the state of Oxnard finances today compared to 5 years ago? Because
Okay.
we were in a mess, and the way I see it, and you can talk about this, is we're on the way up. As far as I see everything, we're finally on the road to recovery. So can you talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, we've used a graphic over the last few years, and we'll most likely use it again because it's a great depiction of what we have gone through. So 4 years ago, and only 4 years ago, that's amazing to me sometimes, we were in a $9.2 million structural deficit. We've referred to that as the man in the hole. And we were down there. I mean, we were cutting services. The city council had very, very difficult decisions to make. Over 30 employees were laid off. It was probably one of the lowest points of me as an employee being here. And again, I've been here 20 years, and just having to make those type of recommendations to the council, and for the council to have to make those types of decisions for our community was horrific. But services were cut, facilities were closed down, and over 30 employees lost their jobs, and people that serve this city every day. It was horrific. But as you said, we're making improvements. We're trying to climb our way out of that hole. A global pandemic didn't help us much in getting out of that hole, but we
Right.
sustained. The real way that have been able to get out of the hole is Measure E. I mean, that has been, it's not a magic bullet by any means, because it's giving us enough to start to restore some of those services, not to expand services, but that is really helping us come out of the hole. We've set off on the restoration budgets, as we call them. We knew that we couldn't put everything back that we lost over the last 10 or so years. So we started on restoration budgets. The council set priorities, which gives us clear direction of where to invest. They base those off community surveys and input from the community. So we've been able to align our request for funding to things that the community has said that they've wanted, and to really be able to restore back where the needs are. But along the way, there's always trouble, always trouble. I mean, like I said, the global pandemic has made it difficult, more than just Oxnard, but I mean, there's been supply chain disruptions, labor shortage, and then, our consultant capacity. We rely a lot on consultants, but they've had capacity issues as well. And then this year, we now have a new lawsuit from Aaron Starr about our ability to bond for improvements.
That name sounds awfully familiar, Aaron Starr, but we'll get to him in a minute. But